Good morning.
Good morning, Rinpoche.
Good
Yes.
morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, you can hear me.
Good
Uh,
morning, Rinpoche.
Happy New Year.
Good
And
morning.
all,
Thank you very much. Happy New Year.
all the best
You can hear me. Happy New Year.
and success, auspicious, long life without any hindrance. Thanks. And I hope that you made perfect Losa. Uh, and also it's like old ears, ugly ear. Very good to go away with pandemic. Now I hope and early morning the first sun arises in the eastern mountain with the happiness of the luminosity and universal value of the compassion heat. It will bring all the sentient beings happiness. And also this is we kind of say externally putting hope, but I think it's this New Year's we start really it's a changing process ourselves, and like the first step of this second day of the year, we kind of committed and to think I want to be genuine, authentic, and superior human beings, benefit for the sentient beings. And I want to lead all other sentient beings without protectors, without source of refuge. I will take step with my diligence, with my commitment, with my moral discipline to study the perfect path of the Buddha and want benefit for sentient beings, and in that for I want be enlightenment. In order to be enlightenment, or in order to be perfect human beings, we need to study authentic Dharma. Obviously, 100%. When we study the Buddha's message, his teachings, we all the time saying that Buddha's teaching is at the beginning virtue, in the middle is virtue, the end also virtues. Why you say that virtues? Virtue means positive, benefit, and superior good condition and good guide, and it's like kind of very much stainless. And why? Because it is connected to the compassion, it is connected to the wisdoms. And wisdom's perspective, of course, we are using our own intelligence, analyze our own condition of these relative realities. We're using Buddha's intelligence of the scripture. We are investigating our own condition of the relative truth. We listened each individual teacher's intelligent or instructions, word, explanations. And through this, we are utilize or analyze our condition of the relative truth. And through this, our own individual educations. And now we become the knowledgeable, scholar, intelligent, according to our own abilities. Of course, during this course, we're talking about a lot of obscurations. Also, in the relatively, it is the truth. When we are carefully look at in the human society, someone is really extraordinary, intelligent, kindness, happy, successful. Why? Maybe there's some reason. Of course, in the Buddhist point of view, causalities. And someone also is like quite stupid, but they don't want to be, but very difficult to change. Whatever they do, thinking, and not really successful, all the times fail. But of course they don't want. But also there's some reason, surely. In the Buddhist point of view, it is causality. And this causality is intelligent, not intelligent, successful, not successful. Why it is this kind of occurring? Because we are learned. This is because of our own obscurations. Obscuration is like kind of means the obscuration, the meaning of the obscuration. Meaning of the obscuration is kind of the making foggy mind, confusion mind, and ignorant mind. And this sort of the mind, confusion mind, ignorant mind, all the times there are problems. Naturally occur anger, hatred, desire touch, jealousy, like kind of the very much turmoil. We say it's like degenerate. Degenerate means our mind is like kind of qualities decrease, negative more inside increase. That is the degenerate. And then we have a lot of kind of the confusions. And then this kind of obscurations, we are more investigate. It's possible to purify it. It's possible to eliminate. Yes, there are. When we are sometimes to read, to investigate, even our Buddha, our kindness teacher of the Buddha, he is at the beginning just like looks like ordinary. Of course, he said in the past his beginning life like normal, ordinary person. But he is like kind of he took his own path. He really like kind of he doing his own best way. Then he succeeded. Like this, if we love ourselves, if we really want to take care, to think about this negative circumstance, positive, we should to make genuine ourselves, to purify these obscurations. And that is we now studied in the relatively, obviously there is obscuration, 100%. Like we look at our really relative condition is our body, our speech, our mind. Without these three things, what we are? Nothing in the relative. Of course, in the among of these trees, more important the mind. Mind needed body speech. Body speech without mind, useless. But the principle is the mind. When mind is associated with body, then the body should be nice, handsome, beautiful, without sickness, this sort of. But sometimes it's not our wish, not very much succeeded. Of course, according to our disattachment, according to our grasping or demanded, say, even you are beautiful, handsome, but still we are complaining. Oh, I am ugly, I am not. My Buddhism. But if we are to have a good body, very important, it is the mind. For example, in Tibetan language, the compassion is translated beautiful. Nijibo, nijis, beautiful. Why you call the beautiful? Because if you have compassion, kindness, you are already beautiful. You inner your beauty of the mind, which is the compassions, is transform your body, verb. It's in our world or in the societies. They are such handsome, such beautiful. If there are no compassions, what is the important? Beauty is a temporary, unstable, deceptive, cheater. Handsome is like this, like a rainbow hallucination. Today looks like beautiful, maybe handsome, tomorrow surely become ugly. But if we have inner beauty of the compassion, good-hearted mind us forever, this beauty is really beauty. And these beauties make the beauty of the externally, innerly. And also this beautiful mind can bring in this life also beautiful. And also future life. This beautiful mind can make beauty in our life and how much you give others for the beauty. We don't need to show our beauty of the body speech. Very important is the beauty mind, kindness, compassion. That we are studied. In the relatively most important is the mind. Mind needs to understand the relative realities. We do not understand our conditional relative really. Do not much to massage or to develop the wisdoms. then it's difficult to have good compassion or kind mind or beauty mind. We try artificially generate beauty mind, but not very much beauty. Like some ugly persons using the like kind of the cosmetic, like you plaster your face, white, yellow, some red, looks like maybe you put water inside, become very, very ugly. Like this, maybe you are like kind of without wisdom, kind of compassion, someone's like generated compassion, but without notion of the other's feeling, without notion of the really how it is the other situation, and without notion of the qualities, benefit of the compassions. We try to generate bodhicitta, but very much forcefully, artificially. But when we are, and wisdom to develop, to really to study, and the relative realities, then is the what is the really value, what is the really important. Then we understand more reality, then naturally is compassions can come. When through this kind of compassions can occur in our minds, extraordinary. It is really natural beauty is shine out. You don't need any cosmetics. That times you don't need any cosmetic companies. Your inner, inexhaustible cosmetic, natural, priceless, most organic, it's automatic cosmetic coming out. It can make you so handsome and beautiful. Then in the relatively wonderful, fantastic, this true to development, wisdom and compassions, then absolutely we become the genuine. Therefore we should to study. We need to study and to develop the compassions. Through that this study, developing of the wisdom and compassions, then we are using different methods to purify our obscurations on the past, according to our ignorance and confusions. We did a lot of evil things, a lot. According that we have quite a lot of obscurations. But now, times, if you are like kind of the really attentive person, mindfulness person, it's a really serious good person. For example, Patrul Rinpoche's in the Heart Treasure saying, surely you love yourself, surely you want to do benefit for yourself, then you should do virtues. That's sometimes we need to think. Because when we have full of that doubtable, like mind is a lot of hesitation, doubt. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, like this sort of. And then it's like to do some positive things, listen to the teaching, practice, purifications, to say develop yourself, like to change yourself. Well, how I can to change? It's not easy. I tried my best. They say that means they are not really tried their best. We really to try our best, 100% we can to change. No doubt. maybe when we are changing poses, we have such big expectations. Which kind of expectations? Changing poses, someone's need to see, to make advertise. Someone's coming in front of you, oh, you change, you are good, oh, yeah, yes. Someone say like this, then we are happy, ah, yes, maybe I changed. But if you are like, someone say like this, maybe also it is flattery to you. Maybe it's like, sometimes we have very strange personalities. Then someone is like maybe teasing. Wow, you changed. Wow, you are good. But maybe not truth. Maybe our inner changes. People recognize, not recognize. We need to change. How am I to change it? And we like kind of the measure to ourselves. That is the most important. If we do like this, then there is such dharma effect to you. Sometimes even the Buddhist countries, we have follower of the Buddhas, very bizarre. Why? Because maybe they receive many information of the Buddha's teaching, but they're not much caring. Yeah, I practice, I'm followed, but I don't know. They love kind of the entertainment. Sometimes we are follow up the lamas, teachers, running after round. We don't know which kind of faith do we have. You know, in the world, my perfect teacher said, like eager faith, desire faith. We need to get something. And of course, first kind of the vivid faith means just a fun. Like kind of the concert. Some like great singer, pop like kind of stars can come in. Oh, I want to go to there, just become crazy. And then some is like kind of eager means, oh, I'm going to follow, maybe I will get something. Really to have the third one is very difficult, irreversible faith. Really to devotion. Okay, I'm a follow, I'm a listen Dharma. Really I understand. Each teacher's telling to us, going direct and mix our minds. Then it's a wonder for them. Sometimes even the Buddhist countries, many people become the kind of actually more you close, more strange. And not like this. This means it's like why we need to do that. Like kind of the evidence our own self. Very, very, I think. It doesn't matter other sayings you're good or bad. We need to prove our own self. Our amai is okay like this. For example, Holiness Dalai Lama says, he said, when I practice compassion to generate bodhicitta, then that day he's very happy. Oh, my life is successful. I'm like practice compassion. That's great. And he's very happy. Not like this, sometimes turmoil. He said, no, what is my life? Even the holiness, we don't need to mention to ourselves. But we need correct ourselves, purified ourselves, the obscurations. I need to we need to, I'm not teaching, we need to talk our families. Sometimes we have very strange mind. I have, okay, I'm telling to you. Sometimes even the Buddha is a fly in the front of us. Probably you are doing, we're doing like this, but actually inside how much we have faith devotion, I don't know. How many years we have followed the Buddha's path? 20, 30? Maybe also your background family is Buddhist. But actually you don't know. And sometimes, of course, we are like recite hatha, generating mental, like data. But some in the sentient beings in the front of the coming out organs, and it's a difficult situation. Maybe we even not look at them. Maybe they're response business, not my but like this. And a family, friend, some in the society problem, yeah, why not? Compassion, all the times they're thinking sentient beings, I'm fed up. Instead of doing that, maybe how I can do some entertainment, pleasures. That is for me important. But this is just short. Today you are doing entertainment or entertain things, pleasure. Tomorrow maybe big disaster things happened. Then we are crying. Then we have big problems. Because when we are doing or before to do, we never have mindfulness. Why not? That is problems. I have a lot of problems that. I hope my family, you are not problems, but you need to study. To purify the obscuration, this kind of useless chatting, I'm very sorry. Now, in the our chapter in the VAJRASATTVA chapter, in the basically how you can to practice the VAJRASATTVA at the beginning. This is like usual, normal, to generate bodhicitta, maintain the natural state. Through that, then you we need like 4 powers, and the power of the support, power of the regret, power of the resolution, power of the antidote, to have clearly, purely need into our mind. Through this tool, through this kind of the structures, then we rely on the VAJRASATTVA deity. We say it's the VAJRASATTVA yogi. That VAJRASATTVA yogi means first to visualize VAJRASATTVA with consult on the above, to purify ourselves, to make genuine ourselves in order to do benefit for others. After visualize our own self is like kind of become authentic, same as the VAJRASATTVA. Then we are like kind of the sending luminosities and to other sentient beings, and such a kind of doing the accumulation merit, purified. And then is this process, how we can generate the VAJRASATTVA, we clearly to study it. And also there's when you generate, you're doing the VAJRASATTVA yogi, recite like the meditations, recitation of the 100 syllables. How much is the benefit in the VAJRASATTVAs and the suttas? They say, if you recite the per day 21 times, and it can blessing your all the breach, downfalls, violation of the evil, any actions. Even you every day, 1 mala, 108, definitively you can to eradicate our obscurations. that is the promised by the Vajrasattva deity itself. And then, like this sort of, yesterday we studied a lot of how much is when you recite Vajrasattva or to practice Vajrasattva yogi, there is such a kind of benefit, such qualities. But also sometimes we lot of receive information when we follow up any sadhana, the purifications, meditating or reciting, and that time is a very important things. Do not occupy our mind and speech. And of course also is the body posture or the positions. And during the meditation or recitation times, maybe we all visualize the Vajrasattvas. That moment, if we are preoccupied some other ugly things, not good, and we are like generating the middle of the Vajrasattvas, certainly we think some different, then we added maybe very funny things. For instance, if you are like visualize like a lotus, the lunar disk, and top of there is some later home. At that moment, maybe in your mind, it's like a break or interrupted. I want to eat croissant. Or maybe, and then there's, and the later after, there's one croissants coming in your mind. Then you added that. And then you, not good, you go back. You need to purify the croissant. And then maybe, if I have delicious coffees, you added coffee. And then this later as before transform into the Vajrasattva. There are many poses, croissant and coffee, maybe also many. This is interrupted. Continue poses. And like this is very important. Like as the generation stage is like same as the development of the baby. When is baby developed into the mother's womb, there's something between, there is like in the middle 1 or 2 months, something very strange is coming. Then this baby's body is like very bizarre. The poses you stopped it. Exactly like this sort of. Maybe it's like on the middle of like this. Then it's also like speech, do not interrupt it. Yesterday we have funny things talk, Benza Sato Samaya, where is my coffee? Then you added this one. And then it's like 100 sleepy mantra you recited. This is ordinary speech. And then there's not 100 sleepy mantra, maybe 200, 300 it's become. Then it's like this process big kind of confused. And therefore it says like any kind of generation, any kind of like a mental recitations are very important without interruptions. And maybe also it's like this case, short, maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes, 1 or 2 minutes, like when you want, I want to do 2 minutes, this is like beginning, you prepare. Everything's 2 minutes I need. This doesn't matter any kind of. And like 2 minutes, there's no interrupted. It's fantastic. Guru Rinpoche says like, you recite millions mental recitation, mix a lot of ordinary speech. Instead doing that, maybe you can do like kind of 1 month to silently to no interruption, much better than that. This one's much better than 100 years you are making retreats. Like this sort of, it's very important. And then it's like also the informations you should to recite it every day 108 times. Why? Because one is like, of course, the recitation of the Vajrasattva, it can purify it to, to install or the repaired all the downfalls. And particularly when we received the authentic empowerment, and authentic empowerment, there are a lot of samayas. This thing is like, it's not really easy, and therefore we should to do it. Like today it also says, now once you have entered the secret mantrayana, if you fail to keep the samaya, you go to the hell, and if you keep them, you attain perfect Buddhahood. There is no third alternative. That is like kind of in the mantrayanas, very profound, very deep, very kind of the like a fast path, obvious. But also it's like there are such a kind of like risky and dangerous. When we are doing like this, for example, we say it's like flying aircrafts. When we are need to go to the maybe 1,000 miles, when we are taking the aircraft very fast, maybe few hours we can to reach there. Once you enter inside, maybe comfortable, and also you can do there's a seat, drink, eating, just chatting few hours, we can cross the 1,000 miles. But also it's very risky. There is something a little bit going wrong, almost definitely die. There's two ways, very safe, very conflict to arrive in the other destination, or maybe dangerous. Like this, in the sutras and more like basic teachings, like we say, it's like Shavak, like more in the Vinayana, Sutayana, Abhidharmayana, this sort of slowly, gradually, maybe like cars, bus, like 1,000 miles. It take month. It's like kind of the like many hours, many days, and like maybe 10,000, 20,000 miles. We need to go many months, but aeroplane very fast. And like this, it is the destination of the nirvana, like kind of the we going under the like on the earth vehicles or in the space vehicle of the aeroplane, like this. And secret mantrayanas is like aeroplane, like a most fast. There are many different, of course, aeroplane, like most famous is Concorde, like this, great perfections. But we need to be careful when we be in the aeroplane. We need to take care. Pilot need to take care. Passengers need to take care. Servers need to take care. Each aeroplane, this part of the machines, we need to take care. If we are safely 100% very quickly to reach in the other, like this, when we enter into the secret mantrayanas, if you fail to keep the samayas, that's broke something doing wrong, definitely healthy. If you keep the very well attain 100%, there's like kind of Buddhahood. This example here is like just as far as the snake that has crawl inside the length of bamboos. It doesn't matter big or small, and the bamboos, inside the bamboos emptiness. snake enter inside and crawl up or down, there's only 2 doors, up and down. It is said there are only 2 ways out, stayed up or stayed down. Like exactly like this. And therefore, like when we enter into the secret mantrayanas, it's a very important, but also very important to keep the samayas. Sometimes we say it's like, oh, maybe it's very difficult to keep the samayas. Actually, secret mantrayanas and to keep the samayas, very easy. Maybe it's like to never become against your teachers. Very important. Body, speech, mind. Then you never broke. And maybe you have irreversible faith or not, but you never criticize, you never against it. Practice pure perception. And also it's like a recite per day, maybe at least 1 or 2 times Vajrasattva mantra. Sometimes to have the pure perceptions. Then I think we never broke. And also sometimes we say it's like, oh, difficult. We are many times follow the lamas. Wherever giving the empowerment, we are running, chasing. This lama, that lama, all the time is running after. But of course, when we are receive empowerment, there is samaya. But very important things. Sometimes you receive the empowerment. Next times you can't get your wish. Maybe you want, like your faith was eager faith, desire faith. Not really like kind of the want to. Then you can't get, you criticize, you against it. Yeah, no, I don't know. Now I'm a little bit angry. Then it's not good. Even that like kind of the humanities is not very good. If you these situations, something you see that some faults, defects, maybe first time you just ignorant or something where you follow. Second, you something doesn't. You can't just say, yes, thank you. I received a lot of information. You can go to another way. And like we say, is which any kind of I met lamas to dissolve into the Vajrasattva, that's all. But maybe you can to choose maybe your own. For example, first Patrul Rinpoche, he has many teachers, hundreds teachers. But main principal one is Dzogchen Ranyak. But he never ever criticized against it. Then no problem. Like this, generally we speaking, we are running after the empowerment. After we can't get our desire something, then we become angry. That's not good. Even, for example, some our good friends. First you kind of fall in love or something nice. Then finally something you hesitated, almost killing each other. Very hate each other. Not necessary. Some there is like kind of the contentment, how to say, it's like faculties, ideas, cultures, some different. You have different kind of the perspective. You say it's like, okay, my like kind of the way of the characteristics, your character, it doesn't corresponding. Maybe we don't need to make angry or make societies, but you can go to your own way. Sometimes to see it and nice. Without angry, without hesitating. Very nice compromise. Like this, when we follow the Lama, wonderful to visit many Lama and visit many empowerment, wonderful. Then what we need to care ourselves, to practice pure perception. Okay, I run this Lama, that Lama, I receive some information. Sometimes we have in Europe this kind of, madam like me, like called the Lama. Maybe it's difficult to have some qualifier. They can give you information, they teach you direct Dzogchen Chimbu, great perfections. We are really like they are very charming. And it's like without kind of the nothing direct, maybe receive introduction to reality. But I don't know, you immediately enlightened or mad. But then it's like we are this attacked at that, running. Then slowly, it's not succeed. Then we have hesitated. I don't know. My mind is all the time the same. Like then it's big problems. That is like kind of need to take care. But in this case, doesn't matter. Okay, later you see something, you have hesitation, but it's it's like not necessarily be against it. Like in the word of my perfect teachers, you need to think about the Buddha nature. And this maybe object of the teacher is not really important. Like important is our own, like kind of the way of the thinking. And samaya broken or not broken, maybe it's a way of the thinking. In the word of my perfect teacher, it says there's ladies, she put faith, devotion, dog teeth. Dog, from the dog teeth, how much is coming natural relics, she be enlightenment. That because of her own faith, maybe not dog, but dog teeth, you can reality say it's Buddha's teeth. Because dog also itself has Buddha nature. Therefore, this is very important to them. We sometimes like kind of, yeah. And there is like kind of those samayas. Then how I can to keep? That is not really difficult. Just we are like kind of making ourselves to problem. Okay. For example, sometimes ancient great masters, sometimes they do like to test to student. And sometimes they ask, if you ask empowerment, introductions. And then they says, okay, but before you need to do something. If you have irreversible faith, then I can give. Like Yadra Sonji Dorji, in Nepal, there is one Tibet great master. He has a big bear. And one American guy, he came, $1 million. He just put in the front. I'm very much interested to have introduction of the natural state. Can you give me now? All the like kind of his family's attendants, monks is shaking. Now Rinpoche is received $1 million. We can have so nice. And Rinpoche says, yes, no problem. And first, if you need this introduction nature of reality, you should to do something. That I can give you. Okay, now I'm giving, big shit. I don't know, I have big or small, you should to eat. And he said, sorry, I can't do it. Okay, then I'm not business. You immediately take away your money. I don't want. Of course, 100% Yadra Rinpoche not going to give shit to him. That is no doubt. But to analyze, if really he has irreversible faith, really to like this, he don't need to offer it. He need to offer his own heart, pure faith. It's money cannot you buy. And therefore, sometimes like in ancient times, some teachers are really doing very funny things. and like a kind of the test. But some students to analyze, really years sometimes they analyze. Finally they discovered their own really teachers as quality. Okay, now definitively. Then is whatever the teachers doing is, there's no doubt. Like this, sometimes I make it like kind of the yesterday to say what I said, like how do you say it's like there's something, I mean it's like sometimes we have faith, devotion, inconceivable things. That is very, very sometimes dangerous. If you like kind of first time you have faith, devotion, you as consider it as your teacher is like Buddha. Then you more too close, you eating together, talking together, study together, something you more close, then you can to see defects or something. My teacher has a lot of anger and something like this, that. Then it's like you have sometimes and then it's like your feet is slowly disappeared. Then finally it's very difficult. Therefore, like our feet is like the morning foggy, very dangerous. But now when we study more like these things in the relative realities, okay, first I did like this. Second, I understand, I educated myself. Maybe I'm not confident or like kind of suitable for follow this way. I need to a little bit to shift like this. Why not? Very respectfully, kindly. You never broke a samaya, 100% sure. And this is necessary. The more sometimes may we think like, if I'm taking the secret mantra yanas, very dangerous, how I can keep samaya. Secret mantra yanas sometimes very easy to practice pure perception, purely. Maybe, of course, that's very difficult, but if you really to all the sentient beings as you consider it as deities, dakandakinism, then it's all the samayas is included there. Then no problem. Like this. The authentic samaya are the subtle, numerous, and difficult to keep. Of course, that's it. Even the great master like Atisha said that having keeping up the path of the tantras, he committed failed after failed in rapid successions. Like often he says, this kind of happens. His Atisha is really is like kind of the morality, fantastic master, great master. Even the himself, when he says, when I enter into this Tantra Mantrayanas, sometimes committed faults after one is like rapid succession, like continued there is. And he, in that moment, is everything's condition, Adisha's mind, circumstances, surround a lot of fantastic things. But now, sir, as far as now, these days, which kind of problems? The antidote we have are few, very much. And the antidotes. Generating bodhicitta is very difficult. Maintain the natural state, difficult. Follow up the teacher is very difficult. Listen to the teaching is difficult. Practice Dharma is very difficult. Instead doing that, just drink delicious coffee, chatting, gossip, and going to some window shopping is the most important, yeah? That is to do like this. Then there's not much antidote. Also, our mindfulness is very much weak. We all the time complain ourselves. I'm trying to do my best, but it's difficult. Of course, because the mindfulness is very much weak. And our vigilance, corrections, this is correction. Like a correction, mindfulness, watching the body, speech, mind. Vigilance is like kind of attentive to really to quote direct. Vigilant is the no existence, almost no like kind of the disciplined. Now very difficult to have moral human beings. Everybody against it. Whatever like they have coming in the mind, then they do. Therefore, we are not even really sure what various downfalls are. 100%. There's how many we are doing naturally, or a violation of the Buddha's edict. Many different perspectives we all have like downfalls. And therefore, we should recite the VAJRASATTVA mantra as a benefit for ourselves, benefit for others. And since there can be no doubt that those downfalls must be pouring down on us all the time like rain, because it's like degenerate or the turmoil, modernized word so much distracted our minds. And mind is to turn towards to Dharma is very difficult. To have a sense of the meaning of Dharma, very difficult. To have notion of Dharma, very difficult. Then of course, some downfalls is of pouring down like kind of the rain. It is a vata that by way of the remedy, we make the meditation and recitation of VAJRASATTVA, our daily practice. It is really vata, heart, very important. Or at least recite the mantra 21 times a day without fail, without interrupt. That is very important. Very important, but maybe we can stop. There is 15 minutes doing tea and coffee. Okay, la. Sisters, brothers, enjoy your coffee. Happy New Year.